To understand the philosophy of karma more, we need to go back into the origins of karma. Now, the origins of karma are born in one of the more classic texts coming out of India, known as the Bhagavad Gita. Now, the Bhagavad Gita is a small part of the epic, the Mahabharata. Now, the Bhagavad Gita is actually it's a conversation between the God-man Krishna, who is thought to be an incarnation of Lord Vishnu, and the prince Arjuna. Now, Krishna is trying to get Arjuna to go into war against his friends and his family. He's trying to say to Arjuna, you need to act selflessly. You need to go into war without thinking about it. You yourself, Arjuna, have to down-regulate your personality. Now, this war took place in the Kurukshetra region, which is the Gangetic plain around Delhi, around modern Delhi. And so Krishna does, in this area, if we want to believe that that's really where it happened, or if the story is true, Krishna does compel Arjuna to go into this war, and he teaches this wisdom of karma. Now, in the Bhagavad Gita, there's actually 3 paths in the Bhagavad Gita, which are 3 of probably the core of all of the paths of yoga that we find in India, which is karma, so the yoga of selfless action; bhakti, the yoga of devotion or love for God; and jnana, the yoga of wisdom. And some people believe jnana is the pinnacle of these paths. You want to embody jnana. After following these certain paths, you could follow bhakti or you could follow karma. Now, the Bhagavad Gita is part of one-third of the core texts of Vedanta as well, of Vedanta philosophy. So we had this war, and karma is one of the key elements, and this is actually the origins of karma in the Bhagavad Gita. And to understand this idea of action in the Bhagavad Gita, we need to dissect 2 words, which might confuse a lot of people who are familiar with Sanskrit and who are not. First, there are 2 words in Sanskrit which both mean action. There is karma and there's kriya. Now, kriya or kriya yoga, the path of kriya yoga, is found in the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. Okay, it's not found in the Bhagavad Gita. Now, kriya itself, or kriya yoga, is the ecstatic identification with the self, or with the Purusha, or the Atman, which is supposed to eliminate all samskaras within us. Samskaras meaning subliminal imprints or mental impressions, or our karmic stock within us at our base, at our subconscious level. So basically, the person or the persona system with all of this karma, all of these accumulated karma, has disappeared. This is the concept of kriya in the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. The opposite part of action, which is karma, which is found in the Bhagavad Gita, is very different to this. Karma is actually the inaction in action. That's why I say it's the yoga of selfless action. Yoga is the inaction in action. So that may seem confusing. Now, to explain that, in the Bhagavad Gita, there's a key term, which is nishkarma karma. Now, nishkarma karma actually means not being attached to the fruit of your action. Now, this is what Krishna is trying to teach Arjuna. He's trying to teach Arjuna not to be attached to the fruit of his action. He wants him to act just spontaneously, and just to act in accord with what is needed, as opposed to what he thinks is needed, or to try and get him out of seeing that they're his family and his friends. He needs him to just act his duty. And Arjuna's duty was from the warrior caste, the Kshatriya. He was from this caste. So his duty in terms of the Hindu caste system was to be a warrior. So he wanted him to fulfill his duty without thinking about too much about it. So in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna states to Arjuna, "To action alone hast thou a right, and never at all to its fruits. Let not the fruits of action be thy motive, neither let there be in thee any attachment to inaction. Fixed in yoga, do thy work, O winner of wealth Arjuna, abandoning attachment with an even mind in success and failure, for evenness of mind is called yoga. So he's trying to compel him to have this evenness of mind, not to be disturbed by the fluctuations of life, of the external life that's been imposed upon himself. So this idea of nishkarma karma is, this kind of selfless action, this effortless action. So this is related also to the Taoist philosophy of Wu Wei. Wu Wei means non-doing, non-force, effortless action, intelligent spontaneity. And it's a key concept within the Warring States period of China, not only within Taoism, but also within Confucianism and other great sages of that time. And so this Nishkarma Karma, this Wu Wei perspective is also the ultimate goal of Neo-Confucianism. So you have this kind of perspective in the East of selfless action, of not thinking about things, but acting instead of thinking. So basically what you do what is needed without having to think about it. So this is a very Zen approach. You act spontaneously without having to think about it. So what this means is the sense, when you begin to act like this, the sense of the person is beginning to thin away. They're not seeing things partially. They're beginning to see reality from an impartial perspective.